Hello folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Joel Duggan and we're playing Satisfactory today. Picking up where we left off last week, working on heavy modular frames. We are in the modular frame, actually, section of that build. I will take a few minutes to get myself oriented when we get in there and figure out what we're going to do next. I think it's just more the same, hooking up different supplies and different belts and things like that. We worked out the blueprint, I think, last time. But I had more to lay out and I did not have the time. I will excuse any phone noises during potentially the whole stream, perhaps the first part. I have a delivery coming today that I do not want to miss, and I want to make sure that the phone buzzer and or any text updates on that delivery get through. Normally I mute my phone obviously during a stream, but I don't want to miss it today. Sam 201. SweetSandi, Big Head Face, Dan, good to see y'all. Hope you're having a good day. So this is the Devastator factory. For folks that are not familiar, we are modeling the factory after the Transformer Devastator. And currently, we were working over on the north side on the heavy modular frames. If you follow Satisfactory, you'll know that update 8 is out in the experimental branch. We are not playing on the experimental branch. We are in the regular version. So we do not have all of the update 8 stuff. We simply are working with update 7. So it looks like power might be the next thing. I've got materials coming in. I think I did a little bit of work after the stream last time. So these are our modular frames. They need reinforced plate and iron rod. That I believe is the normal recipe for them. We've got those plates and rods coming in. The rods come in from outside. So the rods are coming in there. And the plates are coming from inside. The plates are being made out of these plates and copper wire. Plates are being made down here. And everything is being made up here. Now we need another level because we need 40 of these. I've got a sign here that has notes. 40 assemblers making 80 modular frames, and they're going to go to heavy modular frame production over that way somewhere. So the next level here needs to be another layer of this, which should be pretty straightforward to do. So we're going to pick up where we left off. First thing I'm going to do, though, is I'm going to change the materials here to be what we want. I don't want that to be black. Is that right? All right, let's go into our customizer and we'll do coated concrete foundation. So I thought I would do all this first, seeing as we know the exact space that we need. It'll help us lay things out a little bit better. Outcast01, good to see you. Okay, so that gets the floor all coated in concrete and ready. The next thing I'm going to need is some cables, power, so I can fly around. And now we just have to do a little bit of maneuvering, I think, for these. Some of these might have to be deleted. I think I have to delete these two. And then I have to go down by 2, if memory serves. And then I got to grab my blueprint. Production. Right and left. I can't remember which way I was facing. This is probably right coming in. Yeah, that's correct. Now, is that the right height? I would say yes, it is. And it lines up with the edge, or just before. So just a smidge behind the edge there. It stays on the block. Weird that it's... Oh, you know what? I'm in the wrong mode. I have to do non-blueprint mode for the first one. Okay, so it goes there. I can't wait for update 8 to be on early access so I can use nudge mode. I'd say that's right. Double check it, obviously. Grab one of these. Alright, that's the wrong color, but it looks right as far as everything else goes. So there should be a power node underneath it. Yep. There should be inputs on this side for that, and outputs there. These aren't going to render in correctly until we reload the machine, but that's fine. And of course, modular frame. Good stuff. Now, we have to very carefully lay out the next 4 to this purple line. I'm going to use blueprint mode. True purple tier 1, 53 months. Holy smokes. Thanks so much, True Purple. Great to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Hands and knees scraping epoxy off the floor, Outcast01. That does not sound like a good time. That does not sound like a good time. It looks like we're about to lose the sun. I'll work through the night, and then we'll go until the next nighttime, and then I'll take a break just to kind of line up the bricks, because we've only been live for like, what, 10 minutes? So I don't want to break with the daylight just now. So again, we're going to change this to blueprint mode. 2, 3. Oh, I'm missing heavy modular frames. Surely. Oh, I must have moved them. I thought I had them lined up down here. Oh, we have no power here. Thanks again for the support, True Purple. Really appreciate it. We low on anything else? Should be good. So 2 more should bring us right up to the edge here. That's 1 and 2. Yep, the ladder sticks out a bit, but that's normal. That all looks right. So the tricky part now is then we have to redo the initial step to space it out a little bit. But we now know we have to go down 2 blocks. And we'll probably have to go with the default way again, so that gets flipped around. No, I fell. That's annoying. Again, throwing the shade at the hover pack and its inability to be useful at any decent range. I hope that's right. Looks good to me. Okay. Not enough power isn't an option. Right, exactly, right? I've got tons of power. Okay, so that's in. So then I need another 4. Blueprint mode. So 2, 3, 4, and 5, and that should all line up nicely. Perfect. Get rid of these. And I guess we'll power them on, or at least hook them up, string them up while we're here. This may change as we need to add lights, because I'm noticing a lot of the videos I watch on YouTube that are Satisfactory related. Update 8, because of the new lighting engine, it's very dark. You really need to have a lot of lights in your factories. Alright, so that should be good. Looks all nice and tidy. Nice little bit in here. And the reason why I was doing this is because we can then use the patterns like this. So we can do like decorations and things like that inside. It's kind of cool. Matto, good to see you. Hope you're having a good day. Alright, so now we just need to do the same thing on this side. And we'll use the other side. So this is going to be the left-hand side. The same idea. We just have to line this up. I'm actually going to use the blueprint. Actually, I should maybe change it to default just in case. Looks like it worked. And the test is, of course, putting that in there. Nice. And the color of that should be... Oh, not that. I don't remember what color that was. They don't seem to work anyway. And it's really hard to tell in the dark, so I'll worry about the colors later. So hopefully it doesn't get too sketchy to work here at night. Hopefully we can still see. The flashlight is a little bit on the glary side, but hopefully it won't be too bad. So now we can go back over here. We can grab the left blueprint again and change it to blueprint mode. 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll just double check that quickly. Yep. All good. I find with any of these, it's always a quick kind of learning curve as to like what's the best technique. And so far, I think the best technique for lining this up is to get high up and straight above, and then just make sure you've got power, because why would it? You're only 10 feet from the thing. Why would it stop? And it's giving me green lights. Should be able to check this. Looks lined up to me. And then, of course, we just come up here and do the other 4. Trying to go as slow and methodically as I can. 2, 3, 4, 5. Excellent. Yeah, the nights in Satisfactory are only about 5 minutes, maybe 6, so it shouldn't be too bad. Something else I can do is I could use that time to save and reload, and that will change all of the blueprint kind of things. Like if you look down here, the ones that we did last time, they've got the little black tubes on them now. They just don't render in properly at first. So it looks like I've got things set up already. That's good. I did a little bit of belt work. This may or may not stay like this, but this wall is being used to evenly distribute the rods. So they come in here and they get split in half. Half go to this floor, and the other half come up here and go to that floor. And it's the same with the plates. The heavy modular, or the heavy place reinforced plates, they come in here. They get split. One half goes that way. Sorry, they come in here. They go this way. One half goes immediately into this level, and then the other half goes all the way up to the top level. So bottom is our plates. And I had these at different colors. And I want to say that this was our plates. Looks about right. And this is Mark 1 belt. What is this taken? 3 per minute times 10 is only 30. So yeah, Mark 1 belt should be absolutely fine. One more floor, 90% done. Yeah, we're getting there. So I'll go around and do the other side for the plates. I guess I can connect them up. There's no real harm in having them load in. The machines aren't powered, so it's not like they're going to fill up or anything like that. That's fine. Start the process. All of these colors inside are temporary. It's just a matter of me wanting to see what I'm doing and see where things are. We'll do the decoration at the very end. Just like Minecraft, in case you have to move something, I always leave all the finer details until the very, very end. Right, so that is the heavy modular. No, that's the reinforced iron plates. Now, I believe that these guys have a faster belt. Yeah, it's a Mark II. And then we have to change the color to be a little darker, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. So that'll bring these all along. Guess I haven't checked to see if these lifts are getting them. Yep, okay. I mentioned this, I think, yesterday on stream. On July 7th, I'm going to be having a town hall, kind of like a private podcast in the Discord. And we're going to be discussing the Twitch channel, my own personal Patreon, the Citadel Cafe podcast. Someone mentioned, I meant to answer this before, but someone asked in Discord if it was going to talk about the spawn chunks, and no. The reason for that is that the spawn chunks is a partnership between myself and Pixel Riffs, and we do our own quarterly within the spawn chunks community. So this is just purely for my community, the people that are supporting me either through this or through Patreon. I'm looking to add some new tiers to Patreon as well. I'm hoping to do that before the 7th so that I can announce them. Something else I'm looking at doing is switching over to subscription billing, which will change the date that new Patreon subscribers renew their membership. It will not affect current members. So right now, anybody that's signed up, you always get billed around the 1st of the month. It's like between the 1st and the 5th. But in future, if somebody new, brand new person was to come along and sign up on like the 17th, then their bill date would be the 17th every month. It still happens within the month, but it would be billed as soon as they sign up rather than waiting until the 1st of the month. It's supposed to increase retention on members and stuff like that. So I'm trying to figure out what color this is. It looks like it might be the 0. It's not that different. Maybe we'll make these all gray. Number 6. And these are outputting what? 2 per minute. Man, blueprints really make this easy. There's some quirks, and they've worked out some of the quirks in Update 8, but I really have to say that blueprints really do help a lot. I feel like I was complaining about them a lot the last time we streamed, but overall, they're a net positive. I do find that the issues that I have are usually things like, well, it's a game in development. It's like, you know that you have to kind of give some leeway where, like, it's not a 100% finished feature. All right, so those are all strung together. And now we need the output belt. And how many are these making? 2. So that's 20, 40. And this is going to be 80 altogether. So we can use regular tier 1 belts, I think. I'm not even sure if I make these here. I think the only place I make them is my start factory. Oh, out of plates. It looks, yeah, very white or bright. I have some issues with the way that they have the color set up in the game. I need to maybe go through and make some personal swatches or make some changes and just kind of like eat the cost of having to repaint some stuff. It's so funny how the game scales. Like when you back up from something, it looks so tiny and intricate, but then when you get back up face to face with it, you're like, my gosh, this thing is very in your face and very full. This output has to go somewhere. And it has to connect with this output as well. So for now, we'll just put it there. And it looks like we've got room to combine them if we need to, so that's good. And then I think we're going to have to take them out somewhere. So I don't exactly know how we're going to get it to the next spot because the next spot has not been set up yet. So the last bit here is going to be to double check these guys for power. Don't believe they are hooked up. It does not look like it. It's going to be a pain. Oh, I remember I wanted to change the way that these were powered too. These are farther back. Realize that. They should be lined up on the same horizontal bit. It's just a matter of where this goes. I guess I should just check up here. So it is one off the center. Might have got that right. It's hard because these are kind of like squished in between. I might actually move these. These don't need to be back this far, I don't think. I don't think I want to keep... Oh, this goes down that way. Right. Well, we can do floor holes now for that. I think I wanted to have this out that far so that it lines up with everything above it. That's going to make my life a lot easier. Although that... Oh yeah, that's farther back than the one above, isn't it? Alright, still. Better to have this out this far. And so then this was actually incorrect. It needs to be there. So that means we should be able to repower these. like that. Wonder what it's lining up with. It's weird. So that will power that. And then if I depower this one, but then hook it up to this, it should go pretty much straight down in the same way that the ones above it go straight down. Oh, I went backwards. Oh, because the machine is at a different spot. Oh, there's that phone. Hold on. Folks, I need to go grab the front door. The delivery is here, so that's good. Just give me a few minutes. I'll be right back. Sorry about the slightly extended break. We'll call that my first break from the stream. SweetSandi, yes, it is a big package. I had to replace my portable air conditioner for the recording studio. And so that I ordered it from Costco. And they deliver, which saves me having to go all the way to Costco to pick it up. But I didn't even see him. The delivery person from UPS was young sounding and seemed quite content to leave it in my front lobby. For folks that don't know, I live in an apartment building that's a 3-floor walk-up. I work out, so thankfully it was not a problem. You know, I wasn't unable to get the air conditioner to my top floor, but I had to walk it up the stairs. It's not light. It's got to be 100 pounds. Maybe not. Well, yeah, I'd say it's probably going to be 100 pounds. And awkward, you know, like it's the size of a small fridge, you know. Joel big, Joel strong. It's fine. But I just wanted to be very careful not to, you know, roll an ankle on the stairs or drop it or anything like that. So, yeah, rules have changed a bit with delivery ever since COVID. Some delivery people just leave it. Like Amazon people would just leave it in my front lobby, which is a problem because it's not like it's accessible to the public. Other folks will buzz and walk it up. Like anybody that delivers like Lego, they'll bring it upstairs. But that's weird. It just depends sometimes on the person. But my guess is that was probably pretty heavy for whoever was delivering it. It was heavy for me, which means for most people, I'd say it's probably quite heavy. Anyway, I was down here doing something. I think I was working on... Right, we just established that this goes farther back because it's in a different position. So... I don't think I want to redo all these. That seems like a bad idea. I'm okay with redoing the floor. I think what I want to do though is I want to have the power not strung up here. I want to have the power for these down below. So that's the right position horizontally. So then we can just kind of, I guess, go along here. We might as well just delete all of these. And I can probably put in the correct ones. And then we can just run these along. Now it's giving us a line, but it's not the right line. Oh, I don't think I want to do that. So now I should be able to take these, connect them all up. And then I should be able to delete these ones that are hooked up. That's also going to unhook the lights, but that's fine. Because these ones here are the floor above. So I'm just changing the power to be powered from below instead of above. SweetSandi, this one of the reasons why I work out so much is because back when I was younger, I don't talk about this much. I've certainly mentioned it on stream, I think, before, but I was a competitive bodybuilder when I was in my late teens, early 20s. I didn't compete very long. I kept the sport up, but I only competed the once. But it was about 2 years of training and competition, and then I just decided to do it on my own as a personal health kind of hobby. And so as a result, one of the side effects of doing that for as long as I did, and one of the things I learned early on as a young man, was just how strong you get when you train that often and that seriously. And when you know what you're doing, it's a real fun feeling to know that you can just grab something like a box, like an air conditioner that a good portion of people that live in this building would not be able to lift, and just pick it up and move it upstairs safely, you know? It makes you feel very capable. And when I was at the peak of my training, and especially when I was younger, because I train for different reasons now, but when I was younger, I always had really strong squats and leg press. For a tall guy, I've got short legs, and it made it easier to get into heavier weights. And it really makes you feel like a superhero when you can move like a really significant amount of weight around. It really does make you feel pretty good. I don't know why these are not. These are all stuck. Why are these ones? I guess these ones are still filling up. Yeah, I guess their capacity is still filling up. So that looks a lot cleaner. We may end up doing a drop ceiling or something to hide the power here. We'll have to see. But then we should be able to run the power from here. And this should turn on all the machines upstairs, I think. Oh, right, this is the gap for the walkway. I might actually put in an extra node here, just to make sure that this is a nice even space. Actually, maybe we'll move it over by one. So that... Oh, did I delete the wrong nodes? I deleted the wrong nodes. Oh, no. I didn't. Okay. I thought I had just undid all the work that I did. These ones are weirdly missing there. Maybe I deleted these ones incorrectly, I guess. Does that look right? Looks right. And that's the last one. No power, so the end is probably not hooked up. SweetSandi says, I find the gym training fun if you keep a journal. Last time I did this weight this many times, and oh yeah, no, you have to keep track. You absolutely have to keep track. I do so many different exercises and so many different techniques and days, and oh yeah, no, I keep track on my phone, but then I transfer it to a handwritten just notebook from a dollar store when I get home. The phone just has everything current on it. But it's helped because I've taken time off or I've gone traveling, whatever, and you come back from like 2 or 3 weeks and you're like, okay, I need to check to see where I was, and then maybe drop everything down by 10% or 20% just to like get back into it and stuff. So that is power. Why is there no power here? There's power. Don't understand. Does power not work in blueprints? That would be a real pain. So this is not getting power. There we go. Some weird glitch, I guess. When in doubt, turn it off and turn it back on again, right? So I'm going to want to do the same thing with all of these. So these are currently... Oh, these are the ones being powered from below. Right, okay. So this could actually be a little bit higher. And that should be powering on these guys. Ta-da! Good stuff. It really is highly reflective. And it looks like I went in a certain distance. Just to try and keep the part up here at the front even. That's all straight. And that should have turned on. Weirdly, they don't even have a light. Oh, we're making modular frames. Look at that. Is it me or are they blurry? Yeah, they're blurry when they're moving. That's weird. All right, so then this needs power on the other side. Ta-da! Good stuff. And we need to also hook up these ones below. So this is weird. This is another one of these that looks like it's got power then, but there's obviously some kind of connection somewhere that's missing. So we're getting power from that. Yeah, something's up here. Oh, no, it's hooked up. Weird. Why is this not getting any power? Top floor done for now. Yeah. Yeah. I just don't understand. Oh, I'm hooking into the wrong... That's what it was. I'm hooking into the wrong node. No, that should still have power. Oh, that one's not hooked up. Okay, I see what I've done. I need to change the bottom here. Oh, autosave. Aldebar, good to see you. Thanks for the work and lurk. And to anybody else that's working and lurking and can't type in the chat, I really appreciate it. More eyeballs equals better. Speaking of, if you want to share the stream, if you are here and able to, you know, participate, you want to share the stream with some friends, then I would very much appreciate that. All right, down below, and we have to remove all of these. It is going to be very interesting to try to figure out all of the lighting that we're going to have to do in the new update when that comes around. So we're going to move all the power downstairs. Whoops, that is not supposed to be that color. I don't remember what color that's supposed to be. So it's just one inside of the line. So I'm going to cut this. Test that out. I think that looks about the same as over here. Okay, now I'm not going to bother with these ones down below. So I think what I'll do is I will move these to there. I'm going to leave all these hooked up on their ceiling because I don't know what we have below here. I think we might have room. Oh yeah, we could wire it underneath if we wanted to, but this is like the bottom floor. So I'm not as worried about it because you're not really going to be down here. This is just all of our extra production. So it looks like I lined the machines above and below previously, so that's good. Makes this a little bit easier. I really like to know what that green line is lining up with, because it's not anything that I can see that I've placed today. Now, unfortunately, here we can't do a drop ceiling because I've not left myself enough room. And the machines would clip through it. I think above, though, I might have left myself enough space. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could totally do that. It would be tight, but if I decided to change it aesthetically, I could. So delete all the ones that have a vertical attachment. And we should now be able to just connect these up to these. That will bring them online with their partners below, and that means that we could put this entire double floor of reinforced iron plate production on one circuit. For nothing other than just staying organized. Oh, that's already hooked up. They're not all green, but that's fine. As long as I got power. So then now what's left should be these, and as we go along... Why are these not getting power? That has power. This has power. That's got power. So why do these not have power? Weird. We just hooked that up. Oh, now I wonder if it's a blueprint thing. I mean, these obviously weren't lined up, but the floor above was. Zoop these in. Do the same thing I did down here and have like a little short one. Oh, good. Just what you want spawning in the middle of your factory. I wish they would just fix this. Do I have a Xenobasher on me? Because this is going to take forever. These things are just a nuisance. They don't really give you any benefit. They just make really loud noises. I guess I could change the volume on them, probably. I've definitely thought about just playing the game in peaceful mode. I can't remember what exactly they call it, but they have like a peaceful... Alright, so that should be the top floor all lit up then. And that's everybody powered. Not getting enough rods. That's interesting. I guess the manifold hasn't quite filled out. Cool. Well, that, I think, is this section ready to go. I do want to run back and check a couple of things. So I'm going to save the game. And I think what I'll do, I've noticed that I'm not getting as much of the reinforced plates that I need. Not all of these are producing. At least I don't think they are. We also have not established any kind of good way to get up and down in here. Yeah, so this is not full, which is surprising. So I need to take a look at what we've got going on here and double check my sheet, which I think should be, yeah, we can update this now too. Heavy modular frames. So we just finished this section right here. Assemblers, 40 modular frames, reinforced iron plates and iron rods, making 80 per minute. So they're not hooked up to the end goal, but we've got reinforced iron plates and rods, and I think this is hooked up, but we can double check that. I also need to set up this little siphon, so I have that going. So we've got 40 assemblers, stitched iron plates, 15 plates per minute, and 30 wire per minute. So okay, that should be right. Yeah, so that's 600 plates, and wire is 1200. Yep, 1200. South leg copper smelting and north floor iron 1. So I'm just going to go back and double check that that is coming in. We'll start with the iron. So the number was 600 iron plates. And this is the smelting. These guys are not all doing the work, but they're over full. It's not that they're shy on material. We've got 900 per minute coming in. And that's going into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's 30 smelters. They're all pumping out 30 times 30. Whoops. So that's 900. So this is 300, 300, and 300. Those are all in the right belts. I don't see any slowdown points. So these are being made into plates. Why are you guys slow? Because you're full. Okay. So we've got that going in there. We've got that going in there. And we've got this going into here. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10. So that's 30 constructors, all making 20. So that's your 600 plates, right? Oops. Yep, so that's 600 plates. So the output of those 600 plates, that connects to there. This goes out there. That's a Mark 5. Okay, so we have enough plates. Yep, 600 plates going to stitched iron plates. And that, I don't think I've made any mistakes in the new bus. That's what I want to double check. Ah, that's, nope, is that the plates? This is the plates. That's a Mark 5. That's good. That's a Mark 5. And that's a Mark 5. Mark 5. So these machines should not be short on plates. That is not the limiting factor. Just want to make sure I've not messed up with any of these lifts. That's a Mark 5. Mark 5. That's a Mark 5. That's a Mark 5. And that's Mark 5. So really, we're all good. The slowdown is just... it's just over here. Losing the light, time for break. Yeah, it's probably a good idea, actually. Because I'm not going to be able to see what I'm doing checking machines in here. So, good opportunity. Thanks for the heads up, Sandy. I probably would have missed that because of that delivery, but appreciate it. And this will reset the break time to be in line with the daylight. I don't know how long the stream is going to be today, so there may only be one more break, but we'll see. I'm trying to be, talking about working out, I'm trying to be a little bit more conscious during the week of keeping my weekday streams just a little bit shorter so that I can get to the gym a little bit sooner. I'm going to make a train. Nothing on the tracks. Cool. You all get to ride the break train. I'll be back in about 5 or 6 minutes. All right, back again. You know, as I was watching the train go by the Megatron facility, there's a lot of stuff that I've done in the server that's built, but not really finished. One of the things we're going to have to do in this playthrough is take some time once we've got some functionality happening and finish up aesthetically. Although it might be worth waiting until we update to update 8 for that, just because of the lighting and the capabilities and things we're going to be able to do will be different. So we established that we had 600 iron plates coming in here, and they are coming in down below, I think. Yes. So we've got 600 coming in. Does that get sent downstairs at all? Oh, right. The way that these are sent downstairs is here. So each one of these receives 15. And that means 150, 300, and then 300 downstairs. So we need to make sure that this line is 300. And that's what it is because it was split in half, from what I remember. Yep. Plates come in, split in half. This doesn't have to be a Mark V. I guess it could be a Mark IV. I think that's what was confusing me just before the break. Is why they were the wrong. Wrong belt size. So then this is going to take 15. So that's a Mark 1. That's Mark 1. Okay. So they all have... These guys look like they're all producing. That looks pretty full. I guess we have to look and see what the output is. 4.5 per minute. So that's 45, right? Times 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so this all needs to be Mark II. We should change that to Mark II. Right, so that's Mark II. Now these ones are not being combined. Each row has their own. So again, that's 45. So that's a Mark I all the way along here. Should be fine. This is a Mark I. That's a Mark I. That's a Mark I. That's a Mark I. But then this is 120 and 120 going into 240. I'm going to check my sheet. Why am I only saying 180 here? No, times 40. It's 180. $45 times 4. Right, because it's not the full belt capacity. It's not the full 120. It needs the 120, but it's not the 120. Right. Thanks, Andy. Yeah. So 45, yeah, 90 is 180. So that's 180 coming out of here. So what I'm going to do briefly is just remind myself in game And that goes to frames. I always want to type on the right hand side. So we don't need 180. If we look at our modular frame needs, we have 40 and they need 3 per minute, so they only need 120. So what we're going to do, somehow siphon off some of this. We could just do overflow, I guess. That's a Mark III. And this gets split back down into Mark II and Mark II. I remember doing this recently, so this is all pretty fresh in my mind. And that gets split down into 1 and 1. Right, so the way that I've done it, all of the excess is actually on the end of these. So I just need to make sure that I remember that I can take off extra. And what I'll do for that right now is an awesome sync. Just temporarily. So essentially all we're going to do is we're going to take, that's a conveyor splitter. So this last conveyor splitter is going to need to be a smart splitter. I think I'm doing these in the right color. Looks like I am. So for this, can't tell if it's taking any in here. Yep, okay. So this is going to be none on the left, overflow on the center, and then this is going to be reinforced iron plates. And then we're just going to grab another one of these and we'll run this. Actually, we should probably do this higher. So we'll come out to here. Grab a merger. I wish that when you did the whole selection, like pick block type thing, that it would take the color with it. I think that would save me a lot of time. So we have to do the same thing over here. So that will take the overflow. This is just going to be overflow. Left is going to be reinforced iron plates, and that's going to stay none. So this is all going to be overflow at this point because this is probably full. Yeah. So that's fine. Is this full now? Why are you sending stuff forward? Does that not make any sense to anybody? Like, why shouldn't this machine full up? Probably need to replace the lift. I thought it was working. Thought we saw. Oh, you know what it was? It was pulling in from the lift, not pulling in from the main belt. That's what it was. There was still a stockpile in the lift when I checked it. That's exactly what it was. Thanks, Sandy. All the things that you shouldn't have to do, but you have to do, you know? Yeah, that fixed it. I'm going to just remove that just for now. Okay. So then we just have to do the same thing upstairs. Actually, maybe I'll not. I did that here. I can just put a merger right on the floor. And then same thing, we just have to take the splitter and just make it sure it's a smart splitter. We'll do that again while we think about it. Program this to be overflow. Reinforced iron plate. And none. I feel like, yeah, the interface is good and bad at the same time. It would be a really cool graphic design exercise to go into a video game and maybe like change the way that, you know, the graphic, the UI is. Like if you as a graphic designer felt that the UI was lacking, it'd be a really cool exercise to go in and like and change everything. I mean, people do that with Minecraft all the time. Now again, this is pulling through because this probably needs to be emptied out. Yep. We'll just do the same thing over here. center is overflow. See, this to me pointed to the right feels weird. I feel like the center should be overflow pointing that way. Straight up and down. Reinforced iron plates and none. So that should all hook up now. And that should all be flowing into any overflow we have is right now going to be scrapped. I think what I'll do just to have them is I'm going to put another smart splitter here. Not quite the middle. And what I'll do is I'll say left will be reinforced iron plates. Overflow again here. That's going to be none. And I'm just going to put a little bin just so we can have some. So that'll fill up before we start smashing them. So now we have to update the sheet just so we know what's going on. So this is going to be changed to a nice iron color. So what's actually happening here, this is all going to move. This is going to go there. That's going to go there. And then what we'll do is color this. Oh, no, wait, I had that right the first time. It's just happening here. I don't know. I've changed the way that I do this a couple times. Okay. I guess it's just that this is being pulled off the edge there. So yeah, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that to there, that to there. This is going to move. And it's going to go here. To, to there. Yeah, so reinforced iron plates. Overflow. And that's going into a box and then awesome sync. Eventually I want to bring these around and put them back into the main bus. So temporary, bring back to main bus. And I should probably make that yellow so I don't forget about it. Okay, so we now have to I was going to double check the copper on the plates. And that's going to be happening over here. I just don't remember exactly which belts are which. What a mess around here right now. Upgrading the main bus was a good idea, but now this does not look like it's producing what it should be at all. So if we go back to the drive, we've got south leg copper smelting. That's where we are. And it's 2 smelters. They're going to ingots and then constructors 40, and they're making 1200 wire. So I know where the constructors are. They're upstairs. $1,200 a minute, 2 stitched plates. So that's where we're looking. So several of these are not producing. Are they too full? No, they're not getting ingots at all. I think it's because I've shut down a train. Yeah, so these should be getting ingots, and they're not. So we need to fix that. 150 per minute, 150 per minute. Those guys are just jammed. Whereas this does not seem like it's getting enough. So not enough copper ore coming in. Not hooked up. Rocky Desert. And that's local. And this is scavenger at 300 per minute. Okay. So something is not right here. Wire and copper sheets. And then copper wire, copper wire. Yeah, scavenger is probably only running so much. And it looks like scavenger is doing 300 a minute, but it looks like it's being divided into more than it should be. And then these are just not doing anything. So right now, these go up and around through a weird little door that should be open but isn't. So that's 300. 1, 2. No, it's 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, okay, so that the output is on the top, input is on the bottom. Okay, so 300, that's going up to copper sheets and wire. So this is going to copper wire, and that's another 300 there. But obviously it's not getting all it should. And this one line is being fed by 600. So that's the problem, because this only needs 300. So what we need to do is, that's a splitter. That needs to be on this line. That will split 2. So I can remove this one. And then I can add this one. Alright, so that's now taking 600 in from the Rocky Desert. That's C1 and C2. So we bring up our map. That's copper 1 and copper 2. So that should be these guys right here. Copper 1 and copper 2. And that should be now flowing into... The bottom one flows into these 10 machines, and the top one goes down and flows into these 10 machines. And now I just have to hook up this machine to the bottom line here. I don't know why it's a Mark V. Gonna check that. I think it's just because they're all Mark Vs. Oh, this side of the bus hasn't been updated yet. That's what it is. That's what it is. Okay. So we can worry about that later. Where do these all come in? Down there. You're lost? So I've got 3 different copper nodes coming in immediately. There's one here, and there's one here, and then there's one down here on Scavenger. And so one of them's coming in by train. But what had happened was, I think the belts were just twisted. Like, I guess I was using the wrong belt to feed. This belt was meant to feed 2 rows of machines, and it was only feeding 1. And then one belt was meant to feed 1 row of machines, and it was trying to feed 2. And that's why all these were stuttering. But you can see now that all the ones that are meant to be producing are now producing, and then the ones that are stuck, they're stuck because they're full. And that is because I think our wire and our sheets upstairs are full, because there's no overflow hooked up to this yet. So if we go over here, yeah, the wire and the cable is full, because the cable box down here is probably full, and the sheets are probably full, right? Yeah. And there's a cable box in here, and that's also full. Yeah. Okay. So that's what was going on with our production. So it'll take a little while for this to kick back on. and get the full 1200 going. Because that's what we needed, was this 1200 coming in. That's actually, yeah, so we've got 2 rows of smelters, 2 rows going out, 40 constructors, 1200 wire, and that's going down to the assembles. So I'm just going to follow the output. So we've got 30, and that's 10, that's 10, that's 40. And so where's the output on this? That's what this is here. Right, so these 2 belts go up top. We can't fit 1200 on one belt, so it's 2 belts, max belts, and they both go out. And there's our 2 max belts right there. I mean, this is all old stuff. I don't think anything has changed here. And then these are on the new bus. These are on the new main bus. All in Mark 5. See how easy it is to follow this out here, though, now? Yeah, it looks like there's more on the belts now, too. I think so, too. The one thing I wish they would give us in this game, I want to be able to attach something like a splitter to the machine, like to the belt, and for it to give me a readout. Like for it to track, this is how many are going through here. I think that would be great. Because we don't have any feedback like that. We don't, unless the machines are operating at 100%, which they very seldom are. All right, so then we've got 600 on each line. They're coming in on Mark 5s. And they don't cross, they don't split, they just kind of go this way. And then all 600 go down the line. This is a Mark 5 the whole way. And then at each junction, they get split off and they each need 30. So these are all Mark 1 belts, and that's fine. So you can see what's happening here is that this lift is feeding this machine, and then this lift is feeding the machine down below. And so that's how we're doing this one. This was old design. This was something I did years ago. So now we should be up to proper capacity on iron plates. We're looking, I see a lot more green lights in here now too. And hopefully we'll see more. You're not powered though. So these will eventually fill up and keep going. You're starting to see them fill up along here now too. Nope, autosave. Good old autosave. All right, so what is next on the list? So that takes care of the modular frames. I guess I need to double check. No, the output's fine. We know we've already set up the output. These are stuck because they're full. And they can't go anywhere. So in order for this not to get backed up, what we should do is take these somewhere. So now we've got to figure out where I'm going to make the actual heavy modular frames. And that's going to, I think some of that's going to involve more building and more planning in this area. But we still have other things to do. So we bring up the sheet again. That takes us through to here. I'll just leave like a little note for myself. Needs hookup. Okay, so that is the first main part that's ready to go into the heavy modular frame factory. This isn't built. We don't know where we're doing the heavy modular frames, so we have to wait on that. We are bringing the rods in now. We need 12 rods, so 12 times 40. There are no rods left over, so I don't think that's happening anymore. I'll track the rods just to make sure. This factory is really starting to feel more productive now. Like there's more buildings, there's more layers, there's more belts. I'm starting to feel a little bit more like it's more well-rounded, I guess. All right, rods are top floor or second floor. 480 rods per minute, 32 constructors. That is all happening right here. 480 comes along here, it goes out here, and it looks like it goes outside. All right, I think we need to maybe give ourselves a little, I guess I'll delete that. Can always decorate this later. There's the 480 on the Mark IV. Goes in along through here. So the Mark IV should be full, right? Yeah. Why are you not full? Why are you not getting full production? Are you just not getting enough stuff? Maybe we're just not at capacity yet. It's just taken that long. This has been built for weeks though, and should be running in the background every time I play the game. All right. So you're the production. So you're not getting enough iron either. No, you're full. So what gives? So 32 constructors, they need 15 per minute is 480. Right, so 1 to 1. So this is only producing 300. Which means I need more iron for these? Oh no, this is 600. Yeah, there's 10 here. So that's 10, so that's 600. That's a belt of 600. So we've got... So the smart splitter is somehow pushing stuff... Oh no, that's a splitter. This is going down there. Why is this being siphoned off when it shouldn't be? Ah, it's not overflow. There we go. So I had set that up incorrectly. I was siphoning off stuff. And I did not set the splitter up correctly. So we've got iron ingots, 600 per minute. They're coming off here at 300 and 300. And each of those is going down and supplying each row down here underneath. But this only needs 16 times 15. Right? 240. So eventually those will back up, and then the overflow will go down here, which will keep these running, or these running up here. So that was the mistake there. So that should, over the next little while, fill up the rods and increase the rod production. All right, so I need to double check that on the sheet. Iron ingots. So currently, right, 600, and then we only need 480. So this goes overflow. Yeah. So that's right now. It was incorrect. Lots of planning and problem solve. Yeah, 100%. So that doesn't go there. This is iron rod box. So we can use these to make our own iron rods. And so what each of these is, I'll show you where they are on the floor. I've got them colored orange for just no particular reason other than just to be kind of obvious about it. So we've got our 600 ingots being made by the smelters. We're sending it all to the rod production. But when this gets full up, the overflow will come in here and get made into cast screws and iron rods. And then the rods do not go to an awesome sink because there is enough rods to go directly into the assemblers once this is up and running. So if we go back to the game, you'll see down below. Whoops. So that orange thing here, this is the overflow siphon. So that comes in through here. And again, yeah, overflow left, center is ingots. And so these two little guys are just making rods and screws just for our own inventory. It's not necessary. I'm just doing it because it makes it easy to pick up, and I didn't have anything in this space. These are just extra plates that were already made. So we're not siphoning any plates in this area. We're just, because all of the plates, as we just shown, are going towards reinforced iron plate production. So the rods are sorted. Good stuff. So that is all correct. I don't really think I need that there. Maybe I'll just move it over here. Main bus. Or other use. Okay, so now we have the steel pipes, and those are going in an awesome sink right now. So they can't go any farther because they have to go to the heavy modular frame, and again, the heavy modular frame is not built yet. So we have that. So really now, the one location I did set up before is where we're going to put the assemblers for encased industrial beams. And so I think what we'll do just to wrap things up is probably go plan out that area. And if I remember correctly, it's just over here. Yep. 2 heavy modular frame production, but we've got 20 assemblers doing 80 encased industrial pipe beams. And the logistics floor is going to be down here. We have lots of room for that. And I guess we're just keeping everything in line. It's more assemblers, so it's all the same sort of deal. We are not going to have them that close, though. We're going to space them out in the same way that we did the ones upstairs. So in a way, I can probably start with a copy. Oh, no, these are going to be fed from below. Fed from below. Okay. Well, we can start by changing the material around here. This is all floor. This is going to be our path, I think. So we're going to go with this for coated concrete. Oh, we have no power over this way. Somewhere I saw power. This will just be temporary, of course. A long wall. So what was the number on this? We needed... This refinery's 20 assemblers. So this is the same layout as the floor next to us. 20 assemblers doing 4 industrial beams apiece. Okay. So I'm going to change this to be back this way. And that should line up just about the edge. Now we're not going to have a hole here because we're going to have the logistics floor. So that would mean that all of these... these are bigger. That's probably why I had them forward, is because I wanted to have these contained within the foundation square. Otherwise they're right on the seam, which is not the end of the world. Right. Okay. So maybe I was correct in having that forward. So that means that this would be here. That's still long enough to put a belt in. That's fine. Losing daylight again. Yeah, you're right. You are correct. Industrial pipe. Okay. So one thing we have to remember when we do the logistics floor is going to be that we need to make sure that these are on different levels. So we're going to have to have concrete coming in from there and steel coming in from somewhere else. So for now, remember that it's going to be yellow and red. Now underneath, what we have to remember is that these need to be on different levels, at least to start. So along here, whenever this stuff comes in, put it in the middle here. So let's just say that that's the input. Then we just have to make sure that these are at different levels, at least for now. So we've got, this would come in and probably go that way. And then this would come in and probably go that way. And so then this would go here. And this would go on this side. Well, obviously it would go in a better position. I'm not sure what it is lately. I found it very difficult to grab the perspective the right way. That would be steel coming in one side. And all that we have to remember is that when we line these up, that this and this have to be either not side by side, or one has to be higher than the other as they connect. But that should work. And then we just have to do, power is going to be the same. That's going to end up being over here. I think that looks about right, unless we wanted to go back farther. I think I like that better. Actually, it's less of an angle, I think, on the other one. Yeah, okay, so we'll do that. So that's the power. Oh. And then when we do the blueprint, we'll just have to make sure we do it in the right color. I don't know if I have... That seems kind of bright, so maybe we'll try a custom swatch with like limestone, and I don't think I have a steel. It's hard to see in the dark, but that's kind of a cool color. hard to replicate. But that will be making our beams. They sort of have like a little red band on them, so that's kind of what I'm thinking about. Yeah, and we may actually change these top ones to just match it. And then on the bottom, maybe that's where we'll have the colors, because that's where it's going to matter. And then all of this will just end up being purple there. I wonder if we could do something a little bit different. Oh, I don't want to have 2 meters there. I wonder if here we could change this to be same color. Kind of a gross color. I think we have to go with just the neutral gray again. Seems like the best way to go. Okay, cool. Plan ready to rock. That is where I need to wrap things up for today. We were talking about all the different stuff earlier about health and working out, and that is what I have to go do. So thanks very much for hanging out, folks. I really appreciate it. We are slowly but surely making progress on Satisfactory now that I'm only streaming it once a week. But it's a nice break. And as I mentioned yesterday, I began the process of updating the Minecraft server today. So the Citadel is going to be on 1.20 the next time we play. I'm hoping that's going to be ready for tomorrow. Not all of the mods that we have may be ready, so we'll have to see. But the process has begun, I guess is what I'm saying. We are going to pass you along to somebody else playing Satisfactory, though, to continue your Satisfactory day. Last time I checked, I think Total Eclipse was playing. And they are indeed. So we're going to pass you on to Total Eclipse. Make sure you follow them on YouTube. They provide some very, very good content. And their stream is also very chill, very informative. Has a more robust world than I have going on right now, which is very cool. So you'll enjoy that. Follow the Spawn Chunks and the Citadel Cafe in your favorite podcast catchers. A new episode of the Spawn Chunks is out this week. A new episode of the Citadel Cafe is coming whenever I find the time to edit it. But we've got a couple recorded. So there is content coming for those podcasts on a regular basis. And thank you ever so much for the subs and the resubs today. 53 months from True Purple, and yesterday the Vixen hit 47 months. I really, really appreciate all of the support, folks. Check out Patreon if you want to help support on a budget. Then the town hall meeting that I'm going to be having on July 7th, we'll be going over some of the changes that I'll be making to Patreon to give people more options in a way to support. But for now, you can get access to the Discord and join the community very, very easily at patreon.com/JoelDuggan. Thanks so much, folks. I'll be back again tomorrow at 1 o'clock Atlantic with Minecraft, fingers crossed, in 1.20.1. See you then. Bye for now.